So I've been tagged to do a 5 favorites video. So here it is. Alright, so first and foremost, staying warm is going to be the name of the game. So this is my Mountain Hardwear down puffy jacket. An essential piece of going up into the mountains. You're not wearing it the whole time. You've got it for when you're in camp or when you're setting up camp most of all, because it's when you get still that you get cold. I'll just try it on to show you here. So it's a nice big puffy jacket, full hood, full everything. I've had this thing for years. Alright, so there's number one. Second item. I'm a big fan of this guy. This is the Therm-a-rest X-therm sleeping pad. I really enjoy how small it packs down. It's a big weight saver. It's really great. It's got a 5.7 R value. So if you go out there and look at some of the other pads, 5.7 is really pretty high, and for the size and weight, that's great. Let's see, this guy comes in at 1 pound and 1 ounce on my fish scale here. So this bag actually is a sort of an air pump to inflate it. You do want to avoid breathing the condensation from your breath into this when it's really cold outside, because that condensation can freeze inside here and you'll actually ice up the inside of the pack. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 here, this is the OR Advanced Bivy. This is my shelter. This is what I stay in. This guy comes in at 2 pounds 1 ounce, packed here just like I show you. This thing is pretty good. It works just fine as a shelter. It's a completely capable shelter of keeping you safe from wind. It will keep you dry in the rain, although like I said, I avoid being out when it's actually wet. So here it is. It's Gore-Tex material on the top. It's got a vent at the feet here. Usually I keep that closed when it's cold out. That wind is really blowing. The bottom material, really tough stuff. I have always just laid it right on the ground. I don't use a ground cloth or anything like that. Often enough, I'm actually laying right on snow. But I can lay it out on rocks, and with that Neo Air I can lay on top of the rocks. It's nice and thick and remains pretty comfortable. You can't sit up in here, but you can definitely lay on your back and hold your arms up good enough, or you can lay on your arms like this inside there. One thing about it though is that trying to change your socks or change your pants when you're inside this thing, just need that last sock. Now where is it? Sucks. Right. Let's move on to the sleeping bag. This is the REI Kilo Expedition -20 down sleeping bag. Packs pretty well. Let's see, this thing comes in at just shy of 4 pounds. So this is the heaviest single piece of my winter specific gear. I've had this thing for about 12 years and it's done great. It still does great. It has a double zipper baffle. So what you're basically doing here is coupling 2 edges of this bag together, so you have that much thickness, and you're just coupling it to that other thickness. All right, and you're just zipping that there, and then you're zipping that over it there. You have this baffle that goes around your neck, so it keeps all the heat in there, and then just your head is inside this hood here, and that as well you can cinch down nice and tight, so just your nose is poking out through here, and your head is inside here, and then that baffle is kind of around your neck so the rest of your body's in here nice and toasty. Alright, so the Kilo Expedition -20 sleeping bag from REI. It's actually hard to find now. It might be discontinued. Find something similar and look for these features in it. Alright, last and one of my favorites is my Cthulhu, I think it's KTS or K10 hiking crampon. I did used to own, I lived out in Montana and Colorado for a while, and I had some bigger mountaineering crampons, but they're really totally overkill out here, and quite frankly they were a hassle to use. But you do still need some ice traction when you're going out in the wintertime, pretty crucial. And this part just goes behind your heel, and that wraps around your ankle there. You got a toe box that your toe goes in, and the spikes here, let's see if I can get that right, are relatively small, and that's what you really want when you're out there and you've got 1 or 2 inches of snow with a little bit of ice and then the rock. This works very nicely. There's a lot of other things. There's some micro spikes out there you might have seen. I forget who makes those. They might also be Cthulhu. I think they are. But I've really come to like these. They're a little more robust, and they have skins. This is a snow release skin, and this is a common feature on mountaineering crampons. And I was really happy to see that make its way down to a lighter weight hiking crampon, because the snow will cake up on the bottom of your foot. It'll build up in here, and you'll be walking on this big lump of snow, and man, that is uncomfortable. Throws you off balance. It really just messes up everything about your hike. If you walk through water and then you step in the snow, you'll build up some ice on here. The skins won't quite stop that, so you'll have to knock that that ice off of here. Okay, and they change size to fit whatever boot you want to put in there. Okay, so that's it.